All right, so I'm standing out here at the 100-yard line of the Dakota County Gun Club because I needed to accomplish a couple of things this morning. One, I got some PRS and a mini Palma match coming up really quick here, and I need to start acclimating my body to spending more time in less than desirable conditions out in the cold. So I'm going to do that. The other reason is that I don't shoot this rifle nearly enough. If you've never seen or heard me talk about it before, I put this rifle together specifically as a loner trainer rifle for friends and family that wanted to get into the sport of PRS, NRL, and for this gun club because I'm hopeful still that this gun club's progressive enough that we may be able to open up a range here that will allow you to shoot more than one direction, with multiple backstops on it to get it, open up that type of shooting. And then the last reason I'm out here is because I thought it was time to kind of talk about gear and what I think of different types of gear, and it's probably the most helpful piece of gear and versatile piece of gear you can have out there. And it doesn't matter what your discipline is that you're shooting. If you're you lay on your belly shooter off of a bipod or something like that, if you're PRS, NRL, or if you're shooting off of a bench, what you need to look into, if you haven't already, is an Arca rail system for your rifle. Okay, and if you don't know anything about Arca, and the wind just kicked up here, what do we got? Should probably mention that it is a, hope you can see it, but it's a whopping 6 degrees out here right now, and oh, come on, with about a 4-mile-an-hour wind, 3-mile-an-hour it says now. So in that temperature, it's probably like -2 right now, actually. But anyway, the Arca system is you can get it M-lock, or you can get it with key mod on it to lock into either any type of M-lock system on any type of chassis out there, or you can get these that are flat that you can use, like I use on my B14. So it doesn't have to be a chassis system, all right? You can attach this to something with a flat bottomed stock, all right? Or even a slightly curved stock works fine. It just can't have a real great curvature in it. It needs to have sort of a flat base. So we got the Arca, and then we've got, like on the tripod right here, it has an Arca clamper adapter on it, so you can see that the rail slides into it, and then once I lock it down, I can't pull it out. It's not going anywhere. I can pick the whole tripod up off of it, and it keeps it right there, and it keeps it stable. So why does it, is this important, or what was it initially used for? It was the photography industry. Professional photographers wanted the ability to loosen something and quickly change out their cameras for different opportunities on stable positions and stable bases. So it grew out of the photography field, and it's been adapted to a lot of different rifles and shooting. So the B22 here, you can see it has an Arca rail on the bottom of it. This one is a Seekins Precision, and I think it's a 10.5-inch long one. This is some, I think, $22 off of Amazon one, and it works just fine as well. And another nice thing about it, like I had said, is the flexibility and adaptability to be able to move stuff quickly. See how I can pull my Harris bipod with an Area 419 Arca adapter on it off real quick. But what's nice about it is, if you are just using a sling stud swivel with a regular Harris style bipod, and you've got it, then it's probably mounted on a rifle like this. It's mounted right about there. Well, right about there, how this rifle's sitting right now might be great, but if I've got to bridge a shorter gap, I've got the ability that I can pull this all the way back to here now, and now I've got that. Or if I want all the stability in the world, I can put it out there, and now you see how I can set the rifle down. Again, it's opening up that window of flexibility in what you're doing. So we'll pull the bipod off and show a couple other things that you can do with this. Area 419 game changer plate. You put that on, it's got a cutout for your magazine well. Slide it back, lock it down. Now that I've got that on there, I can take like a shooting bag, throw it on a fence post, because that's essentially what I've got here at this point. Throw it on a fence post, put it over it, and now I've got this large surface that's giving me more surface area to keep the rifle stable, instead of just having this small channel of the stock or the chassis that is crevicing into the entire bag. All right, so that's a great thing there. But now you see the rifle, they're all tail end heavy here. It wants to go up in the air. You can add MDT weights, and other company makes weights that go in here, and those work pretty good to add a little bit of extra weight. Most of the time they're about, not even a half a pound per weight, and you can get, I think, 4 total on this. Or you can do something like DST Precision's the shaft. This is like 3.5 pounds of stainless steel with an Arca lock on it. And you've probably seen, if you watch my stuff, you've seen me use this in certain bench shooting applications when I want to get as much weight into the rifle as I can to get it to sit down and stay sitting down, lowering that center of gravity and the fulcrum point of the rifle as low as possible, building that principle, fundamental of marksmanship, which is lowering the center of gravity. But now that I've got that weight out there, remember how it was all tippy before? Yeah. Not very tippy now. All right, I wouldn't leave it here in a strong wind, but you see how adding that weight out there just balanced it all out. And the reason it's moving around is because I don't have the head of this tripod locked in right now. So, it's a great system, I guess, is kind of what I'm getting at. If you haven't thought about or adding a Arca rail system to one of your rifles, you should. You should give it some thought. It's a little bit spendy initially. This one, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but this one is an Amazon special, like 22 bucks, something like that. You get into some of the, ones that you'll buy in stores, you're going to pay a little bit more. Another nice feature of having the Arca on it is there are so many adaptability things to Arca rails, and you probably have seen me use this before on my B14, shooting from a prone, or my 6 Arc when I'm out doing muzzle velocity or gathering load data. But it has an Arca system on it, and I could tap this into here between all these plates like this, and I could do some practice shooting while gathering data all at the same time. So anyway, there it is. As always, have a great day, and we'll see you at the range.